Ndizithe bev sana ndikukuyiqonda ndidikwe ngabantu who are commenting that ndiyathanda uphunga and whatnot. So I was like, you know what, 2020 zazithi bev. So 2020 is the year to fall in love. It is the year to be happy. It is the year to yeka ugo. It is the year to graduate. It is the year to find work. It is the year to be permanently employed. It is the year to let go of the past and look forward to the future. So here's to 2020. I think ndinida enye ebandayo just bayinxiba ivest because kushushu. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So just recently, I think over about a month ago, I turned 22. My birthday is on the 19th of December, so I celebrated the big 22. And I was planning to do a lessons I learned at 21 video, but I was just like, okay, it's too late for that. I mean, my birthday was over a month ago, so I might as well do a 22, yes, 22 lessons for 20 plenty video. So these are like just lessons that I've written down, lessons that I learned last year, and lessons that I've learned very recently this year. So I'll be sharing that with you guys, and you know, this is just like motivation to look forward to the new decade, to look forward to the new year, you know. So let's get right into the video. And before we get into the video, please do subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below any other video suggestions you would like to see me doing. So as always, I have written down everything in my notebook, and I'll be sharing the lessons with you guys. So just don't mind me if I look down and read whatever it is that I wrote down. I don't want to dwell a lot on each and every lesson, so I just want to get straight to the point and get across all 22 lessons that I wrote down. So the first thing that I wrote down is don't overthink things. Just be in the moment and worry about now. So what that basically means is don't worry, stop worrying about what's gonna happen in the future or so and whatnot. Just worry about now, you know. If you are stressed about something that's going to happen at work, if you are stressed about whether or not you're going to be employed and you only go into the interview today, just worry about the interview that you're going to today. Don't worry about whether or not they're going to employ you tomorrow. You know, what's meant for you will never miss you. That's something that I believe in. So if the job you're going to an interview for today is meant for you, they will employ you on the spot, or they will call you just after you exit the door. So don't dwell on things or overthink things. Rather, just be in the moment and worry about what's happening now. Don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen next month, what's going to happen next year. Am I going to graduate next year? Worry about what am I doing right now in order for me to graduate in the future, whenever the future is. Worry about what's happening right now, what I need to do right now. The second lesson is don't rely on other people to make you happy. Find a way to make yourself happy. So basically this stems from, you know, when you are in a relationship, for example, and that person makes you extremely happy, and all of a sudden life happens and you break up with that person, and now you are this depressed human being who doesn't want to go out and see friends, who doesn't want to be with family, who just wants to sit alone in bed and cry. You know, if you are someone who is able to make yourself happy, you will never rely on other people to make you happy. Yes, the breakup will hurt, but you will move forward quickly because you never relied on that person to make you happy, even though they made you happy. Yes, we're acknowledging that rather, but don't make it anyone else's responsibility for you to be happy. Make yourself happy, and then you will be able to live without other people having to make you happy, if that makes sense. Third lesson is I think this is the most important lesson for me that I learned last year, and something that I lived by in 2019 is to acknowledge God's presence at all times and make him the center of everything that you do. So in everything that you do, if you're struggling with registration because you owe money, just make God the center of that. Acknowledge his presence, that you know what, Tukawam, I'm in this situation right now. You are the one who knows the solution to this situation. Help me help myself. You know, acknowledge God. And even in your relationship, this could be a romantic relationship, a friendship, a relationship with your family. Acknowledge God's presence at all times. Even when you're writing a test, you know, just go into the test venue and say, you know what, you were there last night when I was studying throughout the night. You were there last week in class when they were explaining this and I was listening. You are here with me right now at this moment. Take charge. Give me the strength to be able to get through this test. And intando yakho mayenzeke. That's it. The lesson is, life is about overcoming challenges. Keep swimming and never allow yourself to drown. You know, I was talking to my mom this morning and I was telling her, you know, you stress too much and you stress so much about the future, and even you stress so much about what has happened in the past. You know, life is about challenges. If there were no challenges, life wouldn't be the joy that it is. You know, we were born to face challenges, and I think in the Bible it also says that God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers to carry, because he knows that some way, somehow, you will get through that. Asazuthixo akubeke in a position where he knows that you're going to be stuck forever and you're never going to get out of that situation. He will never give you a load that you are unable to carry. It may seem like you're unable to carry, but you know what? In the long run, you will see that actually I'm capable of doing this. I'm capable of overcoming this. I cannot tell you how many things that in my life personally I've gone through, and in that moment I was like, you know what, I don't think that I'll ever get through this. And when I look back now, I'm wowed by the strength that God gave me to overcome all those things. And you know, it's to keep swimming and to never allow yourself to drown. You know, tell yourself that you are your own anchor. You know, you are never going to allow yourself to drown. And what that basically means is, whatever problems, whatever challenges you face in life, don't allow them to swallow you. You know, don't allow them to drown. So let's move on to our fifth lesson. I think this is something that I'm going to live by this year. It is something that I'm excited for. You know, personally. So the fifth lesson is to celebrate each moment. Do not wait for big achievements to celebrate yourself, because you may never live to celebrate those moments, because we all live on borrowed time. So living on borrowed time means that anything can happen anyway. You know, you could anticipate your graduation day. God forbid I make it to mine. You know, what this means is basically to celebrate each and every moment. You know, if you hand in an assignment and it comes back and you receive 80%, celebrate that. Don't wait for your graduation day to celebrate yourself, because anything can happen anyway. You could get into a car accident and die before you even celebrate your graduation day. You know, don't wait for your birthday, for your anniversary to celebrate your relationship. Celebrate the little things that you achieve together as a couple, that you achieve alone as an individual, the little things that you celebrate as you achieve rather as a family. Celebrate those things. Learn to celebrate whatever achievement that you get in your life, whether it's small or big. Don't wait until you turn 25 to celebrate the fact that you are 20 to have a big celebration. Don't wait until you graduate to have a big celebration. Don't wait until you get a promotion to have a big celebration. You know, if you do well in a certain project at work, celebrate yourself. If you do well at school for the term or for the semester, celebrate that. Don't wait on big achievements to celebrate that, because especially as young people, like, guys, I was looking at the number of deaths this past festive season and ulutsha luyaphela. We are slowly but surely dying, and I don't know what it is that is causing all these deaths, but like each and every single day, especially as women, each and every single day on Twitter you see that retweet, my friend is missing, unfortunately my friend passed away and stuff like that. You know, anything can happen to anyone. We need to start celebrating the little that we have, start celebrating the little that we achieve. It's the little things that matter before the big things do. So the sixth lesson is, don't let your past get in the way of your future. There is no point in dwelling in things that have passed. What are you doing moving forward? So I was talking to someone, I won't reveal their identity, but they were like, oh my gosh, I failed matric and my life is over and all those things, you know. And there's nothing in your life that can happen that could cause a complete standstill whereby you can say to yourself, my life is over. Your life is over when you die. That's when your life is over. And I think for as long as you live, keep moving forward, keep trying until you get to a point where you are satisfied with your life, or you are satisfied with whatever that you have achieved. And I was telling her that, you know what, failing matric is not the end of the world. Okay, you fail matric, you're gonna cry about it, obviously, because you're unhappy, it's not the results that you're waiting for. But tomorrow, wake up and decide, okay, what is the next step that I'm going to do? I'm going to go register myself at an FET college, and I'm going to improve my marks so that I can get into university and study whatever course I wanted to study in the first place. Okay, I do not qualify for my BSc degree. What am I going to do? I'm going to register myself for a diploma so I can do a bridging course and eventually get into doing my BSc degree, you know? Do whatever that you can to improve yourself. Like, just keep moving forward. Don't allow yourself to sink. Don't allow challenges that you are faced with to make you stagnant, you know? To keep you in the same position and just keep moving forward. You know, you fail the semester, what are you doing next semester to improve your grades? You know, you fail the term, what are you doing second term to improve your grades? The seventh lesson is, not everyone needs to understand you. And when it comes to romantic relationships, not everyone needs to understand your relationship. You know, sometimes you get into an environment where, you know, you feel like you're an outsider because you're so different from these people, or you're so different from what these people are doing and so forth, and you just feel like an outsider, or those people make you feel like an outsider. Don't change yourself to fit in with those people, you know. If you're a calm person, don't start acting like a loud person just so you can fit in with those people, you know. It's okay to be a calm person. That's the nature of the person that you are. So don't try to be someone that you're not just so you can fit in. The same way with your relationship. If your friends say they don't understand your relationship with your partner, it's okay, you know. They don't have to understand the relationship with your partner. It's between yourself and your partner. The love that you guys have for each other is between the two of you and no one else, you know. Don't try to explain your relationship to your friends. Don't try to explain your relationship to people on social media that, no, this is the nature of our relationship, no, this is what's happening in our relationship. People don't have to understand who you are, and people don't have to understand what your relationship is, you know. There will always be judgmental people. Let them be, you know. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, so let them be. Don't try to make them understand, because some people make it a point to misunderstand you from the get-go. So why should you bother yourself to trying to explain who you are, or trying to explain how your relationship is with your partner, or how your friendship is with a certain person, you know. Don't just let people be, and never change yourself or never change your relationship just so that people can understand. Lesson number 8 is, pain is temporary. Nothing lasts forever. You know, if you lose a parent, yes, it's going to be painful for a very long time. And I know that people say time heals everything, but sometimes you never heal. You just learn to live, and you learn to accept the situation that you're in. If you no longer have a mother, you learn to live with that pain, you know, and you heal over time, and you accept it to a point where if someone speaks about your mother, you don't get triggered and you cry about it, to the point where you know, the other day I was watching Jessica Van Herten, one of her vlogs, and how she spoke about her mom. In the beginning, when I learned that her mother had passed away last year, you know, she would cry about it on her channel whenever she spoke about her mother. But there was this one vlog, I can't remember, I think it's a vlog before they went to Thailand, and she spoke about her mom, and she wasn't crying about it, you know. I think it had been a couple of months since her mother passed away then, and it's what I'm saying, that, you know, you learn to live with something, and you learn to accept that, you know what, this is the situation that I'm in. It's not going to change. I need to learn to live with it so that I can move on and be happy, so that I can move on and be able to live my life. And I was reading a book. Let me actually get it. I was reading this book that I got from my sister. This is I Choose to Live, Life After Losing Gugu, and this book is by Letseho Zulu. If you guys remember, Gugu Zulu, this guy over here, was a racing driver, and he tragically passed away on Mount Kilimanjaro. So whilst they were on the track together, so basically she talks about life after losing Gugu, and she just goes through everything, like how it happened, how he died, and how she basically has to raise their daughter by herself, not necessarily by herself, because I mean she has her family and both families, but how she had to move on after the tragedy of losing her husband. Actually guys, if you can, please get this book. It retails for 240 rand at Bargain Books. This is an amazing book, especially if you are healing from something. It doesn't necessarily mean healing from death or healing from losing a loved one, but just healing in general, whether you had depression or whether you just came out of a horrible relationship. Just like the healing process, I would recommend you to get that book. So as I was saying, you know, you learn to live with pain, and you learn to be happy, and you learn you choose to live, and you learn to live your life again after whatever tragedy you experience. You know, nothing will last forever. Yes, losing a loved one, they will never come back, but that pain that you experience at the moment when you lose them, 5 years later, when you've learned to live with it and you've healed, you won't feel the exact same pain. It will still be painful, yes, but you will never experience the exact same pain that you experienced when you lost that person. Not sure if that makes sense. Lesson number 9 is to ask for help when needed. Pride is a killjoy and has never gotten anyone anywhere. I think that is self-explanatory. I don't necessarily have to go into it. You know, I suffer from this for one. I for one suffer from this, you know, asking for help when needed. It's not that I have pride, but sometimes I just can't get myself to ask for help, you know. I'd rather suffer alone, even though I know that, you know what, my partner can help me in this, or my friends can help me in this, or my parents can help me in this. Obviously my parents are always my go-to people, but sometimes I can't ask for certain things from my parents. I can ask my partner, or I can ask my siblings, or I can ask my friends. But it's not that I have pride, but I just can't get myself to ask people for help, and I would rather do something by myself. I would rather struggle alone, and this is something that I'm trying to change in my life, because you know what, there will come a day where you need to ask someone for help, and they are the only person that can help you. You know, your parents are not there, or even if your parents are there, but they can't help you, and the one person who you can never get yourself to, like for example, I can never get myself to ask my partner, my boyfriend, for something. Like I can never get myself to ask my boyfriend for money or to ask my boyfriend for airtime or whatnot. Like I just can't. And it's not that I have pride, I don't, but I just can't get myself to say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do my nails, I want to do that, you know. I'll throw hints that, can I please do my nails, or yo asana, I need indondon enja, or you want to give a week into baulufakele or whatever. Yabo. And then there's othi bana, go do your nails or whatever or something, but I just can't get myself to ask and say, can I please get money for this, or can I please get money for that? Obviously now I'm talking about like a romantic partner. Obviously I can ask my siblings and I can ask my mom for little things like that, but I'll never ask my partner or my friends for money for something. I would rather suffer in silence, and that is something that I'm trying to change this year. Lesson number 10 is to be consistent in everything. Consistency is key. I know that on YouTube and from any other influencer, any other YouTuber, you always hear that consistency is key. But you know what? Consistency is key in everything that you do. Being consistent at work with the work that you do will get you a promotion. Being consistent in your grades at school and doing your work in time, handing in assignments on time, writing, studying for tests ahead so that you can pass, you know, being consistent would lead you to finishing your qualification and graduating. Being consistent in your YouTube career will make your YouTube channel grow. Being consistent as an influencer and posting often, you know, doing whatever that you can will increase your followers, and it will allow you to work with brands that you have never thought you could work with. So consistency is key. Be consistent in every single thing that you do. Be consistent in your relationship, in your romantic relationship. If you have set the standard for someone, be consistent at that. If you are a certain kind of friend, if you are the friend who always checks up on people, be consistent in that. Number 11 is remaining faithful will take you further than other people aspire to reach. So what that means is, you know what, okay, this year I have failed, but you know what, I have faith that I'm going to graduate. I have faith that even though the people that I started my degree with have already graduated, I have faith that, you know what, yes, it wasn't my time to graduate, but my time is coming. You know, be faithful in your journey, be faithful in God, and that you will eventually get to where you want to be. You know, be faithful. Being faithful, faith will take you everywhere. Faith, believing in yourself, believing in God, and believing that you can do it. You'll reach places, Sanalwam. You'll reach places other people can only dream of reaching. You'll reach places other people can only aspire to reach, you know, even further than that. So be faithful in everything that you do and never stop believing in yourself. Doesn't matter how long it takes you. It doesn't matter what you need to do. Just be faithful. Wow. And this light is not making it any better. Hey, yo, Sachi. Number 12 is unanswered prayers. Actually, let me leave number 12 and I'll do a separate video on that, because I have quite a lot to say and this video is already extremely long. Number 12 is speak positive things into existence, manifest, and most importantly, do. You know, there's no point into speaking things into existence and manifesting if you're not going to do anything about it. There's no point in me manifesting that, you know what, God, this year I'm going to get that car. This year I'm going to graduate, but I'm not studying. I'm not doing my assignments on time. That's not going to allow me to graduate. You know, I'm not doing anything that is going to take me to where I want to go. I'm not working hard. I'm not getting enough bags for me to be able to get myself a car this year. You know, there's no point in just saying, speaking things into existence and then sitting back and waiting for them to happen, because they won't happen. Number 13, sometimes we are only in people's lives for certain reasons and for certain seasons. You know, you'll find yourself in a relationship with someone and it just ends for absolutely no reason. But there comes a time in your life where you're going to look back and say, actually, you know what? I was in this person's life for them to do this. I was in this person's life to teach them that. It was never God's plan for me to be in that person's life forever. I was only friends with this person, you know, to heal them from the pain that they were going through. I was only friends with this person to help them get over their drug addiction. God's plan was never for me to be friends with that person forever, you know. Sometimes, you know, we need to know and accept and understand that sometimes we are only in people's lives for certain reasons and for certain seasons. And then number 14 relates to number 13 so much. Outgrowing people is okay. You know, you're never gonna be a bad person for outgrowing someone. If you feel that something no longer serves you, or this friendship no longer does much for you, or the values that this person has you no longer share, then it's okay to outgrow that person. There's nothing wrong with outgrowing people, because I mean, life is about different phases. You go from being a child to being a tween. You go from being a tween to being a teenager. You go from being a teenager to a young adult. You go from being a young adult to a mature adult, a mom, a grandmother even, you know. So life is about different phases. It's okay to outgrow someone you were friends with in high school, because you're in university now, you've graduated, you're in a different stage of your life, you're working, and you meet different people who you share the same values with, and the friends that you were with in high school you no longer share the same values with, you know. The same as people you're friends with in varsity, and now you get to the work field and you meet different people who share the same sentiments and the same values as you, you know, who have the same goals as you, and you just outgrow those people in varsity because you're not about anymore, and and it's completely okay, you know. You shouldn't judge them for still being in the position that they were in when you guys were back in varsity, still being about groove and about this and this and that, you know. Just move on swiftly into the different phase of your life, and don't be judgmental of the people that you have left behind. Number 15, fall in love and enjoy it so that you don't have regrets in the end. Nothing, I actually tweeted this, nothing ever done out of love is considered as clownery. Someone said something that they regret buying a certain gift for their boyfriend or whatever, and then they put a clown meme. And I remember, I think Ibingo Sugar. And I think Ibingo Sugar on I tweeted this a couple of days before, ne? And then I remember Ibingo Sugar, she quoted that tweet and said, nothing, I can't remember the exact words, but basically what she was saying is, nothing done out of love is clownery. The exact same thing that I tweeted a couple of days before I saw that tweet, and I was just like, you know, when you are in love, there are certain things that you do, and you genuinely do them because that is what you want to do at that moment. That is how you feel about that person, and that is what you want to get them. If you want to get them a fragrance that costs 1,000 rand, don't regret it in the end, you know. Don't regret it after you guys break up. As much as you spent a whole 1,000 rand, it's what you wanted to do at that moment. It's how you felt about that person at that moment. You felt it was suitable to get them that gift, you know, because it was done out of love. Don't now, just because you had a bad breakup, regret doing those things, because remember, when you did those things, you were in love, you were happy, and everything was munate. Okay, you felt it was right to give them with whatever gift that you wanted to give them with, you know. At that moment it felt right to do those things. So don't live with regrets post breakup. Don't be regretful of doing certain things that you did in love. Hey, number 16, don't be Judge Judy. You never know what the future holds and if you may need people again. So what this basically means is, if you decide at the age of 25 to join a certain church, and the certain church has different values from values that you've had in the past, and now your friends are still the same people that they are, and all of a sudden you see that your friend is this and you is that because they don't live by your church values. Don't judge those people, you know. You live by those values, do everything that you guys do at church, believe in whatever you believe in or whoever you believe in, but don't judge other people who believe in other things, or don't judge in the way other people do things in life. Okay, don't be judged, Judy, because you never know. You know, guys, life life, guys, life will humble you, and you will need those people that you've judged in the past. You will need them, and you will they will be the only people who can save you, or they will be the only people who can help you get out of whatever situation you may be in. So you never know when you'll need those people. Kufana noba ubekwata kumntu in high school, you know, you guys are going to go to varsity, and maybe that person is going to end up being your tutor. You know, she's going to mark your books, she's going to give you marks for certain assignments or whatever, or you are mean to someone in varsity. The next thing, when you guys go to corporate world and you start working, that person is the one employing people, got HR, and you were the meanest there was in varsity. So don't be judged, Judy. Don't be, just let people be. Live your life however you choose to live it, and let people live their lives however they choose to live it. Number 17 is center your life around yourself. You only live the life you create for yourself. I think that is self-explanatory. I don't need to get into that. You know, you live the life that you create for yourself. If you're going to create a life of negativity, that is the life you will lead. If you're going to create a life, if you are a lazy person and your life is going to be lazy, basically. That is the life that you're creating for yourself. If you're creating a life where you are just all over the place and that's how your life is going to be, a mess. You only live the life that you create for yourself. Number 18, your mental health above all. Never forget yourself as an individual. So that is also self-explanatory, but I mean, your mental health matters more than anything. If you feel like you've been studying a 4-year degree for 6 years, and you feel like, you know what, this is getting to me mentally, take a break. And as much as, yes, it's going to be yet another year, take a break. Your mental health matters more than that degree, you know, because yes, you're going to get that degree, but you're going to be depressed for the rest of your life. It's not a degree if you're going to be depressed for the rest of your life, you know. If you are going to be in an abusive marriage and your mental health matters more than abantu bazathini. Abantu bazathetha namhlanje that, hey, wabuye emzini, hey, what. Tomorrow something else is going to happen. Tomorrow someone else is going to come back from Mendo. Tomorrow someone else is going to do this, someone else is going to do that, you know. They're going to find something else to talk about tomorrow. If you fail, someone else tomorrow is going to fail. If you don't graduate, someone else tomorrow is not going to graduate. If you have a child at a young age, someone else tomorrow is going to have a child at a young age, you know. People will always find stuff to talk about. So just know that your mental health is far more important than anyone, than your family, than your relationship, than your friends, than your work, than whatever the case may be. Your mental health should always be the number one priority in your life. And then never forgetting yourself as an individual. You know, sometimes you are such a caring person and you're such a giving person. You always give, but you never get. You're always giving love, but you never give yourself love. You are always giving time to do things for people, but you never have time to do things for yourself, you know. And in the process, you just forget yourself that, okay, and when you start a family, I think people who have families relate more to this, that when you're a mother and you're married, you're doing so much for your child, you're doing so much for your kids, you're doing so much for your in-laws, you're doing so much for your husband that you forget to do things for yourself, because you just, you know, your brain kind of positions itself in a way that you now in this position in your life, and all you need to do is give, but never give yourself. So in everything that you do, never forget yourself. Never forget yourself as an individual in a relationship. And as much as you're going to do everything for your relationship and everything for your partner, never forget to do things for yourself, because it will mess with you mentally. And then number 19, thinking and doing are two completely different things. Completely different things. I think different. Thinking and doing are two completely different things. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, that's different from actually starting a YouTube channel. If you're thinking about filming a get ready with me video, actually filming a get ready with me video is something completely different. If you're struggling at school and you're thinking of changing the course, going to the faculty administration, getting all the information that you need to get, applying for whatever qualification you want to get into now, is actually something different than completely different than thinking about. So lesson number 20 is learn to understand the love languages of others and teach others yours. So that actually applies to every type of relationship that you have, every friendship you have, every romantic relationship you have, as well as your family. If you are a quality time type of person, if that's your love language, quality time is your love language, teach your partner that, you know what, quality time is my love language. Can you please spend quality time together, phones away or phones on silent, and we actually sit in front of one another and talk without being distracted by our cell phones, without being distracted by the TV, you know? Teach your partner that. You can't expect your partner to automatically know that quality time or physical touch rather is your love language, you know? They need to learn things, and you need to teach them so that they know. And the second last lesson, number 21, is do things for yourself. Oh, I can't stress this enough. Never give anyone the power to say, you would not have this if it was not for me. You know, this doesn't even apply in marriage only, but just as an individual, as friends, in romantic relationships, in families, never give anyone the power. Be able to do things for yourself. Never give anyone the power to say, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me, you would never have this weave. If it wasn't for me, you would never have an iPhone 7. If it wasn't for me, you would never have this and that, you know? Never allow anyone, I'm not saying don't accept gifts and stuff like that from people, or don't allow people to do things for you, but never give people the power to say, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be, basically. And the last lesson is know your worth and never, ever, ever, ever settle for anything less. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.